Hey guys, before we start, I've already got the spoiler. There's hardly a destination in this journey guide, so you better enjoy the ride. We started with the harsh truth here, only as we know it, it's not so much of a harsh reality, but rather a blessing. So we invite you to embrace this fact and make the most out of every second of this wonderful voyage of self-awareness and self-determination. Are you 30-ish and still trying to figure out what to do with your life? Have you been job hopping for the last few years looking for your own passion? Are you 50, just picked up skiing and could swear that it's the best thing ever since sliced bread? Have you retaken the personality test and your results are completely opposite to what they were 4 years ago? Or maybe you're 18 and still experimenting with your hobbies every few months. Well then, welcome to the club. The entire humanity is pursuing this endless circle of self-exploration and self-development. This means that you're only human. That being said, the path to self-discovery can be more or less enjoyable. Sometimes not fitting into a social circle may hurt or bring down your mood or even self-esteem, but it doesn't need to be that way. In this video, we'll dive through the best practices and tips on how to figure out what to do with your life that work time and time again. My name is Laura and I'm from Wisey. Let's get started. Knowing what you are now and embracing your starting point without rose-tinted glasses is the best favor you could do for yourself in the future. Every AA meeting starts with, "Hello, I'm Becky and I'm an alcoholic," for a reason. Knowing who you are helps become a better version of yourself. A person from Bulgaria has fewer chances to become a billionaire compared to the United States. Statistically speaking, it boils down to the economic development of the country, educational system, possibilities, average salary, and etc. Boys from broken families are more likely to engage in substance abuse, and girls are more likely to start with early sexual activity. You don't choose your family you are born into. Yet, you could turn things around and stop these saddening statistics. A person with health issues faces a totally different scale of challenges daily than a healthy person. A baby boomer will have a hard time understanding the struggles of Generation X and vice versa. A person born into a wealthy and stable family can afford a long sabbatical after graduating from college, while a person from a poor background will need to find financial footing first and embark on a self-journey later. Once you know where you are, you need to embrace it. Better even, be thankful for what you have, as both gratitude and positivity translate into better mental health and boost your self-esteem. There are hundreds of reasons to moan about how unlucky we are, but it's only when you choose to see how lucky you are with the cards life gave you that the game starts to take a positive turn. Tell us in the comments about your experience on how you've defined your point A and embraced who you are, and how it has changed your life. The next useful practice is trying new things to know what drives you. According to a self-determination theory by Edward L. Dyacy and Richard Ryan, there are intrinsic versus extrinsic motives. Extrinsic motivation comes from outside. It's imposed by other people or circumstances, and it often has some kind of material incentive or award to it. Intrinsic motivation is internal. It's born out of the feeling of enjoyment and fulfillment you derive from certain activities. Just as you may have guessed, intrinsic motivation has been proven by experiments to provide better results. It's when people love doing something and do it out of the interest that they do it best. Give them a bonus, and then they start to feel that they've been deprived of autonomy. Speaking about which, autonomy is one of the 3 psychological nutrients that nourish intrinsic motivation, alongside competence and relatedness. Even though you may have to do your 9-to-6 job for extrinsic motivation with your salary as a reward, you still have 4 to 5 hours a day and free time on your weekends to do the things you love. The more hobbies you try, the more you'll understand what it is for you that you love doing and what you absolutely hate doing. Try not to fall into the trap of assuming that you'll just like things because you saw how easy it was for an Instagram celebrity. Or don't just assume you'll hate doing X, Y, and Z as your neighbor does it for a living and he is as boring as watching paint dry. You need to literally roll up your sleeves and do the stuff yourself. These tips of hobby exploration will help make it an enjoyable process. Number 1, Watch YouTube videos from people passionate about the topic you're going to pick up next. It will give you an idea, knowledge, build up those neural connections to ease you into the mission. Simply put it, you won't feel stupid on your first day as much. Number 2, research the best community and guru for practicing your hobby with. Students can surpass their teachers, true, but a mediocre teacher will never produce a brilliant student. Number 3, enjoy the process without many expectations. Expectations tend to ruin all of the fun in any mission. But as long as you don't dream up some big achievement and take your hobby step by step, you take the pressure off yourself and actually start to do well sooner. Have you ever heard of the conversation funnel in marketing? The wider your tofu, the more conversations are likely to happen at the bofu. Tofu and bofu being top and bottom of the funnel respectively, where the most people you see in your ad, the more clicks you're going to get eventually. Similarly, if you try many different things, you will have sieved through enough to know what you hate, like, and love doing. We are moving on, and let's talk about the next tip. Mixing with real people, offline, in the real world, not the metaverse. Okay. This is not for everyone out there, I know. This is just for the introverts, video gamers, and TikTok addicts. With metaverse coming out and all, the real world is still very much a real thing. When you communicate with other people, not only do you get some endorphins and dopamine generated by our body outside of the screen, but you could also observe all of those stories they tell you. Learning from the mistakes of other people and sourcing inspiration from other people is the cheapest and most updated version of the tutorial called Life. You won't believe how many people found their calling by exchanging ideas with their friends and families, or helping them with their chores or hobbies, and etc. The struggle of maturity is to recover the seriousness of the child at play. Friedrich Nietzsche. What would you say on the next tip? Forget about the comfort zone? Okay, it sounds like a lot of stress, but this is what we really mean. People change as they go throughout life. Come to know new places, lose old friends, meet new people, acquire new skills, face new challenges, travel to new countries. In all likelihood, you will have enjoyed doing several things in your life, and you may be even one of those talented souls who get good at anything they picked up. Getting comfortable now and then is totally fine. But do get out of your country and travel to a less fortunate destination to see what it's like for millions of people out there. Do get out of your warm lavender-scented bed to volunteer in the cold and stinky animal shelter. Do try a lower calorie diet for a week to know how lucky you are to have access to food you eat every day. Do get out on a Friday evening to a Zumba class even though you feel like an elephant in a Chinese shop most of the time. Do pick up a book and finish it in a day or two if you haven't killed one in a while. It's by expanding our horizons, which is always beyond our comfort zones, that you truly get a chance to figure out life's meaning and how you can best fit into it. And the last one, seek self-fulfillment and self-discovery as life's meaning is individual. Even though the search for life's meaning is perpetual, it's also enjoyable and fascinating. Do you remember how you used to think as a child that adults have it all under control? Duh. Not so confident anymore. Life's a breeze for an adult. Figure out what to do in your life can be a lifelong process. As long as you keep aligned with your personal morals compass and stay positive about the future, life offers lots of pleasantries along the way. Self-discovery could be one of them. If you have any questions about anything we've covered in this video, don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I really appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this video, and I hope to see you in the next one.